Hey guys, it's Blackwing. Welcome to our second part of the second part of our live read, the Resurrection of Ghul. Last time I did three prologues and wait a minute, three prologues and two parts of the story. I forgot. Wait, five. Hold on. Sorry, not prologue, preludes. Three was three preludes, and I did two parts of the main story. Chapter 3, Chapter 4, 2. Right now, Thomas, I'm a little frustrated at the moment. That's why I did the time skip. That's why I kind of pushed the stream to 7. So, sorry if I'm not as, energetic if I usually am. I know you guys don't want to see that in me, so I'm gonna, try to pull myself together so I could, be trying to remain positive. That's all. But I'm just re-looking at how many parts of the story I've left. 1, 2. Give a recap of part 1. Give me a moment, okay? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so yeah, story was 10 parts. I thought it was bugging out. Okay, so a recap for those who weren't able to make the first one. So Ra's al Ghul is back. I mean, he's always back. He always comes back, and he's after Damian. He wants to use Damian as his host body because, as you guys know, Ra's al Ghul is a very, very old person. So he wants to use Damian's body. So that's, I guess you could say, as a restarting point to help go through life again. But Damian is scared of this, so he goes to find Batman for help. But of course, Batman finds Talia first. Excuse me. Finds Talia to help him. To help her stop Ra's from getting Damian. So Damian is back in Gotham, and Ra's has let's say a group. He has a huge wave of ninja assassins coming after Damian. So Damian makes his way to Wayne Manor. Tim finds him in the Batcave. They fight. Alfred told him to stop fighting because Tim and Damian can't really stand each other. Well, Tim can't. Well, yeah, they both can't stand each other. They both really don't like each other. So the pack of ninjas invade Wayne Manor. Batman calls in Nightwing for help, and Nightwing gets into the Batcave to help Damian and Tim. But Talia also had three assassins. They're really bad. When I mean bad as in like evil, I mean bad as in terrible at being villains, or better yet, terrible at being assassins. So there was a bit of a problem. They're females. They got poisoned by one of the ninjas. They were shooting I think poison darts or something. and Nightwing was tied between either to saving them or saving Dick and Damian. So Nightwing did the right thing to help the women who were he didn't want, because if he let them die he would have that on his conscience, and Dick didn't want that on his head. So Dick saved the female assassins, though it cost um it costs Tim and Damien being kidnapped. So now, and that's where our story will now continue. Do you think all the Batmans could? I mean, they're one big family, so they teamed up on multiple occasions, like all the time. And I know, Thomas, you asked me, will I ever do a live read on Shattered Grid? If I got the money to buy the trade paperback, then yes, I do want to do a Shattered Grid live read. I just, I gotta have the money to get the book. So other than that, yeah, a Shattered Grid live read is a definite. That's a definite. That's always gonna happen. All right, so we open up our story where the ninjas have um brought Tim and Damien back to Raish. I'm gonna sorry about that, guys. I'm just trying to catch my breath. Gently, gently. Is Damien unharmed? I don't know. I got it in a few good shots. Now! Restrain them! You couldn't have been more obvious telegraphing our attack, Robin. Well, then why didn't you say something while we were unconscious? The more we spoke, the greater the risk they would discover our ruse. So now we may do it my way. We improvise. Dumb excuse for a battle plan, yet remarkably effective given the circumstances. Well, hurry if you're gonna come with me. Though I was thought I was escaping thought I was leading the escape, Junior. This is no longer an option. Your mistake was uniting with an enemy who has always sought your death. Oh boy. Fool! He had his chance. Once Damon used to Once Damien used you to his own ends, he fled and left you to face the consequences. Considering his lineage, I kind of expected that, Raish. Like grandfather, like grandson. There is a certain similarity in battle strategy, though the physical resemblance is strained at best. What's with the Girl Scouts? They merely seek to bandage your wounds. That cut looks bad. You run the risk of infection. Our past history aside, I am not your enemy, Tim. Hard to believe you had a horde of ninjas drag me here, and the whole zombie look doesn't exactly scream good guy. Give me time. I will change your mind. Local delicacies, Sikami, Kier. I think you'll find their sweetness refreshing. If I didn't know that meant dessert, I think you were being lewd, Raish. You'll find no moral judgments here, Tim. Yeah, and that's the difference, isn't it? I may be young, but I can't be bought with sugar of one kind or another. You're trying too hard, Raish. Oh, that was just hospitality. You'll know what I'm trying. When do you think the Thomas, the Beast Morphicast, Power Morphicon is this weekend, so, and the cast reveal is this Saturday, so we don't have to keep asking that question anymore. I stand before you as a man who has conquered death. If I could return in body and soul, so can others. I can reunite you with your parents, Timothy. You're clearly in need of a stronger mentor, someone who can be a benefactor and powerful friend to you. Luckily, you don't have to look any further for one. You're right, because I already have all that with Batman. He already thinks more of Damien than he does of you. It won't be long before Damien surpasses you both in skill and the detective affections. History was shown that he will leave you in the cold. I'm sure you've heard as much from Jason Todd. There, Robin. I was trying right there. Bruce Wayne is a man trying to save one city. His resources, though vast to the eyes of a common man, are limited. Ultimately, he will go to his grave a pauper, his fortune squandered, Batman's great deeds forgotten, and his precious Gotham still in an ever-decaying spiral. You have a mind for logic. Can you refute this? Maybe not, but given your current condition, which is to say, dead, I wouldn't expect you to be an optimist. I possess wealth that dwarfs Wayne's 100 times over. I command legions of men who live for no other reason but to do my bidding. You and Wayne struggle each night to save one metropolis. Stand with me, and we shall rule a world. What about Damian? My men will retrieve him. He will no longer be a concern of yours. I I'll have to think about it. A stalling tactic. Born from your unwavering hope the detective will yet arrive in time to save the day. A boy of intelligence and integrity. I salute your loyalty, but I was reasonably sure of your answer before I tendered my offer. My apologies. The drug sweets would have been less painful. Basically, Raish just knocked him out. So he's trying to make a deal with Tim because before this story, Tim lost his best friend, Connor, who died during Infinite Crisis. Both of his parents, mainly his dad. His dad was like the closest uh parent that he had, and his girlfriend Stephanie Brown, who was thought to be dead, but I'll explain that later on in the end. So now we transfer to outside of Hassa, Tibet, where Batman and Talia are trying to stop Raish. I suppose I should thank you for the new cloak and armor, Talia. Consider it a family heirloom. The cloak will provide added warmth. As for the armor, you're no good to me dead. There's no trail yet. You seem certain this is the way. Those dense, old tracks made by a snow leopard probably moved to higher ground in search of food. We follow the same route up the mountain, and we should be safe. Well, it seems the detective is also a Boy Scout. It will also be dark soon. Keep moving, or we'll lose the tracks. We should be able we should be able to figure out where we are just over this ridge. Stay back, Talia. When have I ever been known to do that? Talia, look out! You are a hard man to track, even for a mystic. Good to see you again, I Ching. Now either fight or leave. Karma tells me I have a much larger role to play in the unfolding events. So if I must fight, then so be it. So I Ching easily takes down the ninjas literally with ease. And plus, one thing about I Ching, he's blind. I'm grateful for your help, but if you'll excuse me for a moment. Of course, this will help. It's just a little scratch, but thank you, Bruce. We must hurry. I fear there are greater forces at work here than just the demon's head. I'll be damned if I know what to make of them. Nightwing dropped them off last night. Said they'd been poisoned and he had to administer an antidote. Whatever he did saved their lives, but it looks like the poison affected their brains. I don't know if they'll ever be fully functional again. Well, I guess that puts these three ladies out of commission, because I feel like they really didn't serve no purpose in this story at all. Thank you, Master Dick. I shall endeavor to arrange unobtrusive local transportation into the mountains. Good idea, Alfred. Hold, infidels! Figures. We're not in Tibet 2 minutes, and here comes Ra's al Ghul's welcoming committee. Silence! We will not interfere with the Master's plans. Look, Ubu, nothing against your mindless lackey skills, but just this once, why don't you buck convention and tell us where we can find our friends? Arrogant whelp. My word. I said silence! You shouldn't have done that. Gosh! Impressive. Your skills rival those of the bat, but you were never meant to win this battle. I am first among acolytes to the great Racial Ghul, and cannot fail him. Leave Tibet, or I snap this servant's neck. Despite my current predicament, I must say it is a pleasure to meet a kindred soul. Really menial? What kinship could you claim to me? So Alfred, never underestimate Alfred. Alfred whops Ubu in the gut, and that just drops him to the floor. You see, I am every bit as loyal to Batman as you are to Raish, and I too cannot fail you. Well done, faithful acolyte. All a part of the service, sir. The only other entrance is near a carving of my father. At least 2 days' trek over the glacier. It is said there is a passageway here, but it seems we come all this way to a dead end. What now, detective? Beloved? Where did you? Over here, and hurry up. How did you find this? Echolocation. The ice around this part of the glacier has been deliberately cut to reflect an optical illusion. It looked like a solid wall when it wasn't. I sent a radar signal through the circuitry into my cowl. The waves bounced back, showing the outline of the opening. Light can't fool sound. What's so funny? The Batman has indeed lived up to his name. This isn't right. Agreed. The small group of ninjas we fought can't be the only ones watching this entrance. That's more like it. Why do they not attack? My guess, they've been told not to. Detective, here we are again, face to face. But this will be the last time. You've become faster since we sparred last, as have I. For what it's worth, I am the lesser of two evils this time. The sensei is a much greater threat to both of us. You will need me if you aim to defeat him. I'll deal with the sensei in good time. First things first. Admirable as always, detective. However, one small thing regarding my new body. Pain is no longer a mitigating factor. Raish, why? That's the nice thing about coming back in a corpse. There are downsides, of course. For instance, my state of decay is increasing exponentially. I'll need a new body soon if I'm to defeat the sensei. Robin! Do not worry. I may not use his body. There is another option. Damian! You both should be proud. It took a squad of my best to track down Damian. Let them go, Raish. You need a host body? Take mine. No, Bruce. Cliché, detective, even for you. No, I crave youth. Monster. You cannot suppress the old faker. Either boy would be a fine host for my brain, though naturally that means everything the lad was would cease to exist. Having to make such a decision would tear my soul in two, which is why I'm going to make you do it. Which will it be, detective? Which one of your boys lives, and which one dies? So that's the end of part 6. Yeah, that's the end of part 6, and we move on to another. Let's move on to the next part of the story, where in Nanda Parbat, the sensei is still looking. I guess you could say looking for the Fountain of Youth. Oh, hey Layla, thank you for being here. All the things of this world are impermanent, but they say time cannot come to Nanda Parbat, nor death. Answer my question. A nation as ignorant as it is immaterial, since my intention is to poison and pollute the fountain. The door to the temple of Ramakrishna is locked. I presume you can give me a key. I see. Must I tear down the temple? The key. Think fast. I can spare only one detective. Robin, your adopted son, or Damien, your child by my daughter. I must have a new body. It must be one of these two. Your choice, detective. Which will you save? No one has to die for you, Raish. There's a third option. Nanda Parbat. That substitute body would have been perfect if the donor hadn't been given a dose of polonium by your enemies. All you really need is a way to restore it to its former glory, right? So let them go, and I'll take you to the Fountain of Life in Nanda Parbat. You have my word. So, Raish and Batman travel to Nanda Parbat. Little do they know the somebody's printing something. Little do they know the sensei is already there and he's trying to get in. How do you know the way to the shifting city? Me? I came here not so long ago to undergo Thogal, a Buddhist ritual of purification. You do seem different. I've always admired you, detective. A man of unwavering principle, like myself. I've always known our destinies would be entwined, and here we are again. Family now. We'll see. Your fingers are black with gangrene. Here, I feel nothing. I miss the feel of things. Looks like something got here ahead of us. The sensei's men. How could he how could he know I'd come here? Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. I had to step away for a moment. Um okay. That monk's about to burn down our way in. Stop him! Stay down. Help is at hand. Ah, the element of surprise. Well, if it isn't the Cape Crusader. I just took down the world's greatest assassins, the Sensei's men of death, in a matter of seconds. I know I'm good, but I'm not that good. Ramakrishna guided your arm and weakened theirs. But they say when the old gray ghost of the mountains brings death to the shifting city, it is a sign the world is close to an end. Where is it? The fountain of life. It is not hidden. Then where? Beyond the temple of Ramakrishna, the old gray ghost is there already. I've searched for this rumored fountain of life for many more years than you can imagine, detective. I've always believed it must be the source, the prototype of the Lazarus pits, which have kept me alive these long years. You might be right, but be careful of the sensei. I'm not afraid of him. I never have been. You watch. I'll make the old fool beg for mercy before I'm done. Raish, wait! I sent my finest men to kill you, but like a cockroach you still live. What must I do with you, my wayward boy? My son. This is where stuff this is where everything gets um this is where everything starts getting really freaky. Or better yet, confusing for that matter. You're his son? Old man, why would you stand in my way? I clawed my way back from beyond death. In your way, the Assassin's League is broken, in disarray, and all because of you and your witless daughters. Some must restore order and peace, and pride. Stand aside and I'll prove to you what I can do. I'd raise you to be a new Alexander, a world conqueror, but you failed me over and over. Your vision was flawed from the beginning. You don't deserve another change. What do I see when I look at you and your squabbling brood? Generations of rebellion and failure, beginning with you, old man. Enough. I will not be spoken to in this matter. Raish, don't! Die, and perhaps I will spare the fountain of life. What did he do to me? I didn't even see. Detective, stop him. And as for you, you have been allowed to live too long as a thorn in our side. There, your arm is broken. Ugh, gosh. Oops. Sorry about that. Anyway, so the sensei was able to do a number on Batman easily. And all this stuff with him being Raish's father is really this was the part of the story that I found really confusing. Raish's bloodline is really hard to understand. And now you are blind. I am a very old, it's true. I am an evil old man, and my stamina is not what it was. I can keep this up for less than 2 minutes. Fortunately, I need only one to break you. You trained for decades. I've had for centuries. So the sensei was able to throw his, I would say, staff into Batman's chest, literally leaving an opening. And that's gotta hurt. And now you may die. Didn't you hear me? What do you think you're doing? Lasting longer than a minute. So as they're fighting, the sensei gets thrown into the fountain of life, and apparently this is what's happening to him. It burns. Why does it burn? This one seems dead. But that's impossible, isn't it? Okay, this just got weird. Raish. Where is Raish? And that's the end of part 7. And let's move on to part 8, which is another portion of the story told from Robin's point of view. Part 8, part 9, and part 10. Okay, so this point of the story opens up, and apparently the white ghost, who we haven't seen in a while since like the beginning of the story, is having the ninjas keep Damien and Tim, I guess, keep them chained up for a while. The boy Damien is to be treated gently. Robin is quite another matter. Ra's al Ghul may have offered him life, but the white ghost tenders only death. Ra's al Ghul did more than offer me life. Hear that, Robin? They're gonna treat me with kid gloves, but I'd be really worried if I was you. He offered me the power to defeat death. Damien, who is this guy? The white ghost. Oh, just another one of my grandpa's lackeys. Take your hands off my son, you dogs! He said he could reunite me with my parents if he can return in body and soul, then so can others. But I know that's not possible. Thinking that way will only drive me crazy. Contradicts just about every known law of science. But look at Ra's al Ghul. Isn't he scientifically impossible? And wasn't he sitting right here a short time ago offering me Eastern delicacies? Talia, your father told me he could bring back the dead. You're an idiot, Robin. Don't believe anyone over the age of 30. Never sh- Neither should you trust anyone who's lived more than 30 lives. My father has learnt how to tempt foolish men. He tempted me, sure, but was it a genuine offer? And what if I say yes? Damien, where are you going? To find White Ghost. No, White Ghost is a treacherous worm. You would prefer to be with a worm than your own mother? Hey, if you won't take me to help my father, I'll find someone who will. Batman will never love you. You'll always come to a poor second to his duty. We both will. He'll love me when he gets to know me better. I love you now. Why would you rather be with him than me? The truth? He's cooler than you, Mom. Damien! Princess, our orders are to detain you until Ra's al Ghul decides your fate. My fate? My fate is to be a mother and suffer for it. My fate is to show no mercy to anyone who dares come between me and my child. Damien? Come, Robin, this is not a good place to fight. Or die. You go. I'll keep these brutes occupied. I Ching, there's no way I'm going to leave you here. Go. The superior man knows when to shut up and do what he's told. Besides, there's a new technique I've been practicing. In an auspicious light, it is quite impressive. Servants of Ra's al Ghul, here I am, a humble monk. Yours for the taking. Careful, might be a trick. He's just a blind old mountain man. Run him through. So, as the ninjas try to attack him, I Ching starts levitating into the air in the meditative position. If it makes you feel any better, it's never worked quite that well before. Damien? Oh, it's only you. Talia, we need to talk. Out of my way, boy. Talk to me, and I'll help you find Damien. Why are you so sure I'm looking for him? I had a mother once. She used to get this look on her face when she was worried about me. The same kind of look you have right now. Fine. What do you wish to talk about, boy? Ra's al Ghul died. Batman himself saw it happen. I, too, saw my father die. Well, he's not dead anymore. I can still feel the imprint of his fingers in my neck. It's true, his life force has returned. He offered to reunite me with my parents. I have to know if he can actually do that. And would he do something like that for me? Beware, my father collects people like children collects toys to play with, sometimes for the simple pleasure of destroying. I don't care about what happens to me. Can he bring back the dead? Yes, it would appear so. Now we must look for my son. But how does it work? What do I have to do? Sell my soul? I'm not in full possession of the details. White Ghost arranged the resurrection. For some reason, my father has kept him by his side all these years. Wait, Robin, you promise! What right do I have to deny my loved ones a chance to live again? Or what right do I have to live while they're still dead? Your answer, gentlemen? The sensei's ancient soul has departed this plane of existence. You are free agents now. But why should the men of death shift their allegiance to Ra's al Ghul? Sure, you used to be something, but look at you now. I mean, what's with the new body? Oh, that's what happened. So basically, in part 7, the sensei stabbed Raish, and Raish's decaying body was still getting worse. So I guess Raish was able to transfer his body into the body of this monk here. So which I find really, this is where the story gets really confusing. For the moment, a mere vessel to contain my life's essence, but like Sam Tank's body, this husk will soon burn out. Until what? You decide to hijack one of our bodies? I don't think so. Take care, Archer. Soon I will find a suitable host body, and there are others who will be willing to join me. Is that not so, Detective? Batman's on his feet. A chance to go down in history. Merlin, the archer who killed. Any more of you want to try to make a name for yourself, and you'll have to kill me too. It is I, Batman, your old friend Ra's al Ghul. I know how you are feeling, Detective. You will never know how I feel. I know the pain and strangeness of rebirth. To die, to be reborn. But reborn as what? As who? Let us shed our old enmities along with your old skin. I offered the hand of friendship to Robin, but he was too foolish to take it. Don't you be such a fool, Detective. This will be the last time I make such a proposal. The last time I offer you my hand in friendship. Ra's al Ghul made me an offer, White Ghost. I want to reconsider. What would Batman say if he could see me now? My master is not some trader in the bazaar with whom you can haggle. You turned him down. End of story. Forget about Batman. Batman can't feel the pain I've suffered. I might be old, but I have kept myself ready to serve my master. You know how useful I could be to your master. I know nothing of the sort. Are you really so sure he wouldn't give me a second chance? Maybe he had his own reasons for making me that offer. Reasons he hasn't told you. Mom and Dad, Connor, Stephanie. To see their faces again? Are you prepared to forsake all previous associations to join Ra's al Ghul? Finally, you see sense. Ah, your grip is even stronger than I thought it would be. That's enough, Detective. You can let go now. This is a gesture, not a competition. So Batman continues to squeeze Raish's hand because, as you can see, Raish was able to transfer his body into the monk, but a piece of the body is decaying, which is his right hand. So Batman is squeezing the hand and checking. I guess it was a test. I take it that's a no then. My master built his temple above this Lazarus pit. Oh my gosh. You must be baptized in the waters of rebirth. Though take note, many of who enter the Lazarus pit leave their senses behind. Are you willing to take that chance? I'll I'll do it. Very well. I shall leave you to your ablutions. I must prepare for the journey to our master. Robin, don't try to stop me, I Ching. You are old enough and wise enough to make your own mind. If indeed this is your own mind. What this is a chance to bring back all those people I've lost by joining forces with Ra's al Ghul. Out of my way! You are divided. Let go. Your touch betrays the struggle that takes place within you. There is no struggle. I made up my mind. I don't want to hurt you. To fight you is only to harden your resolve. The superior man must decide for himself which path to take. Go ahead, Robin. I will not try to stop you again. He might not try to stop you, but I sure as hell will. So here comes Nightwing, ready to stop Tim from making the worst decision ever in his life. So we'll pause. We'll pause here. We're almost done with the story, guys. We have 2 parts left. Interesting. I got through. I got through those all those 3 parts in 41 minutes. I find that really hard to believe. Who keeps sending me? Okay, who's sending me messages on Discord? Actually, let me not do this here. Let's do this on. Hold up. Of all 6 million. All right. I know a lot of you guys have been asking questions. Oh my gosh. Do you think ASJ should be in the anniversary episode since he's the OG Red Rain? Look, which Turbo Team morph is better, Tommy's group or T? I prefer TJ's group. I mean, Tommy's team is just, they just say their vehicle, they say their Zord, and then they just morph into, their Turbo Ranger. As for TJ's team, they just say shift into Turbo, and immediately they're Rangers. But I'm gonna be, I mean, I might be biased for saying this, but I prefer TJ's team better. But yeah, that's my opinion. And another thing, sorry guys, I apologize for not being as upbeat and excited as I usually am. Um, I guess I'll give an explanation to that later on, probably during the stream, at the end after I'm finished reading the book, or maybe tomorrow during the casual stream, which of course PMC starts tomorrow, and of course a couple of Ranger fans of mine, they're already out there. Like MJ Spud, he's out there. He's on the field trip to the command center. Spud just sent me some photos. He got to take a picture with Scott Zillner, the head of Power Morphicon. He got to take a picture with Chris Katanda of Chris Katanda Force. He makes he makes Power Ranger related videos. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of other. I mean, I spoke to Larry last night. Larry's on his way down there right now. My buddy, One Man Sentai, he's leaving. He'll be getting there tomorrow. But such is life. I'm just really bummed out that I'm gonna try to keep myself together. I'm not trying to be depressed in front of you guys because I feel like that would show unprofessionalism of me doing that, and of course regarding the topic at hand. So and I feel like when I do long silences, that's also kind of disrespectful to you guys. So forgive me for doing those as well. Just take a little sip of water. All right, so let's get to part 9 of the story. This basically this part of the story is pretty much all Nightwing versus Robin, and this is probably like I think this is like my favorite part because it's a heart to heart, confrontation between two adopted brothers because they both went through the same struggle. Okay, those were more than just warning shots. since the thing about Ra's al Ghul Immortal would be world savior, is you plan to take it to him, shove him into a no-win situation, but he's usually 5 steps ahead of you and cover the 5 steps behind, which leaves you pretty much caught in the middle, which pretty much stinks. Following Tim Drake and Batman's son, Damian, from Gotham City to Ra's al Ghul's hideout in Tibet. Easy. Realizing that maybe Tim has been seduced by Ra's al Ghul into joining the darker side. Costly. Having to fight the brother I came to rescue. Priceless. Thanks, Ra's. So, Robin, you think maybe we can hug this out? And so begins the battle. Stay out of this, Nightwing. Please, you don't know what's going on. I may not be the detective you are, but let's see. You're mad you had to risk your life to protect Damian from a barrel of ninjas. You're just you're furious that I chose to save the insect girls from the ninjas' poisons, which directly led to you getting taken hostage. You're confused because Ra's tempted you, said you could use the Lazarus Pit to bring all the people you lost back to life. How am I doing? How am I doing so far? You display impressive balance. Bad guy or good guy? We are all the sum of our parts. Okay, I'll get back to you. A circle is just a path wrapping in oneself. You must be a big hit with the ladies on Zen Bingo night. So where were we? Raish isn't here, so why shouldn't we learn more about his secrets? Once you climb into this pit, you can never climb back out, figuratively speaking. Cute, but literally speaking, you know what the pit does. Yes, and I know how rough things have been for you, which is why I want to take a sample. Where's the problem with that? Why don't we do what we're supposed to be doing first? What Talia of all people is doing, trying to save Damien from being turned into a host for Raish's spirit. Tim doesn't say anything, and I realize he doesn't care. He's been so hurt this last year and a half, lost so much. I thought we gotten past it or started to deal with it. Tim, were Bruce and I just believing what we wanted to do? Okay then. And not for the first time since Bruce called me into this mess. I wonder, we're doing all this for Damien? We must hurry to Nanda Parbat. The Master needs our assistance to secure the fabled temple and its fountains of immortal life. White ghosts, you mongrels, so fan. And if need be, we will deliver explosives sufficient to destroy the entire hidden city. Bring those last supplies over. Where is the last man? Here. I deliver your destiny, Master. Though again it denies me my own. Let us leave, now that we have all we need to complete the Master's mission. So Damien sneaks aboard the transport as one of Raish's ninjas. Little does he know the White Ghost is actually onto him. Talia is busy, but she might be able to talk some sense into Tim. As daughter of the demon, no one knows the price of the Lazarus Pit like she does. And thinking I could use her help just shows how desperate I am to make my case here. Tim, listen, think logically for a minute. The pit can't resurrect someone out of thin air. It requires organic matter, physical bodies to rejuvenate. And even then, the people you lost, your dad, Spoiler, Connor, I don't mean to be crass, but they've been dead too long. Their bodies they've just decayed too much, Tim. I'm sorry. How do you know? You've seen Bruce's files on the pit. 20 open questions for every one answer. I know this is about faith over science. I get that. So in that case, what right do we have to disturb the natural order of things? The natural order? Exactly how do you define that? In a world where people cheat death every other day, where magic and science can be turned upside down anytime some superpowered alien throws a hissy fit? Dick, in a world where Jason Todd can come back, then why can't my dad? Tim, I where does it stop, right? What about your mom then? My mom and dad, Bruce's? I get the argument, sure. You can't bring back one if you're not willing to bring back everyone. And you can't bring back everyone, so don't start with one. But in that case, since you know all you can't stop all but in that case, since you know you can't stop all crime, then why bother stopping any at all? Why do we why do what we do then? Sometimes looking at the big picture can paralyze you, right? Well, I'm tired of analyzing everything to death, as everyone I love dies around me. I spent a year trying to clone Connor back to life. Maybe this can help. Maybe. But you'll always be asking yourself, is this really my friend? What about his soul, Tim? And how do you bring that back once it's gone? The pit restores that too. Yeah, you're right. Why don't we go ask Rach how his soul is doing? Enough! Indeed. Robin, you cannot face life if only seeing death. Shut up! He's right. Yet Robin only seeks balance. You should see this, Nightwing. How then to attain balance when balance has been lost? For the lost boy, for the lost boy, for your lost family. Weigh what has been lost against what can be gained. See? Balance. He's right. Annoying, but right. I Ching, isn't it? You know my name, but do you know yourself? Okay, feel free to stop that now. Tim, listen. There are no easy answers, but you have to make the right choice for yourself. No win. If I stop him, I don't trust him. If he goes through with it, I shouldn't have trusted him. So this is where the heart to heart starts to kick in. Oh my gosh. So Tim walks to the Lazarus pit, scoops a few samples of it into some beakers so he could bring some samples. He looks at the samples, and then he looks at Nightwing, and then he realizes what he's doing is the wrong thing to do. So he pours it back into the Lazarus pit. He's lost so much. Still, I hoped. And after that, Tim just falls to the ground, and Nightwing comes over and just embraces his younger brother. See, this is why I love Nightwing and this is why I love Dick and Tim so much. I mean, I know later on in DC Comics, Dick has a more closer romance with Damian instead of Dick, but I mean, Damian instead of Tim, but these two, they're they they've been through it like a lot. They've really been through it. Tim, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You have nothing to apologize. Nothing. I let you make the choice for yourself because I knew you'd make the right one. We go topside. I Ching stays to secure the Lazarus pit. Says to prevent forever from happening again. I say I want to party with you, cowboy. The reference is lost on him. The tracer I left on Damien shows he left the compound. But should we try to find Talia before we leave? I appreciate the sentiment, Timothy, but it is too late for that. And it is too late for them. Sometimes I forget what Bruce ever saw in her, and then there are times like this. I wish to prevent my son's demise at the hands of my father. You seek to help the detective, so we work together. For now. Agreed. But we will never reach Nanda Parbat in time. Hey, how do you think I got here? Ready for evac, Chief. I presume heads remain on shoulders, and everyone's digits still number 20. We're okay, Alfred. Just get us out of here. This place doesn't show up on the satellite imaging. Are you sure you know where it is? The myth of Nanda Parbat states that it can only be seen by those worthy to enter its walls. But if its walls are breached by the undeserving, it will lose its charm. If Sensei or my father has sullied its hallowed grounds, the mountain refuge will stand out like a scar on the snowscapes. Miss Talia is correct. There is indeed something ahead. We see it, and we're too late. Ra's al Ghul has already won. He's about to claim Damien's body as his own. And here is Raish, who found Damian and pretty much absorbing Damian's life force to bring himself back to life. And now we make it to the final part of the story. This shouldn't take too long. Well, before we start the final part, let's pause. 50, 56 minutes, and I've only gone through the, oh my gosh. 56, 57 minutes, and I'm almost done with the book, and this is the second half. Well, I think it's because the preludes were really, really long. Who would win in an unmoored fight? Tommy, Jason, and Andros versus TJ, Ivan, and Eric. The preludes took up. Yeah, it's basically the preludes. That's what happened. But yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done with the story. And just to let you guys know, there will be no videos next week because I'll be going to Florida with my family. We're going to Florida to see my grandparents. And then once I get back from Florida, school starts back up again. So, I mean, I had fun putting out videos over and over and over the summer. So, and it was great to actually connect. It was great to actually, connect with you guys. And I really mostly probably the highlights was doing the casual streams because it gave me a chance to, share some stuff with you guys that I don't really share because I know no one likes to put their whole self out there over on the internet. Trust me, I know. I mean, some things you can talk about, some things aren't meant to be talked about. Like, trust me, for me, there's a whole lot of things I I shouldn't say to you guys. It's amazing how we became good friends in a matter of 6 months. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that matter too, Layla. But yeah, I appreciate your friendship as fans. Like as I like having over the internet. I mean I appreciate you guys as subscribers that I'm able to connect with you guys because I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot of there's a bucket load of YouTubers out there that don't really connect with their subscribers. They just do it because, of the career and, they get the likes, they get the subscribes and everything. But I feel like sometimes, it's not about, it's not always about you. I think when I created this channel, I was mainly focusing about trying to build myself up, and trust me, I had my ups and downs with doing YouTube. Starting out, it was a, it was a journey, but probably once I got up to 100 subscribers, it got better, and then the more subscribers came, and right now I'm almost at I'm 19 subscribers away from reaching 500. Granted, I'm not consistent, but it's cool. And I know YouTube has added all these features and they changed the game up so much that they're making it hard for small time creators like myself to, to do these things. Cause trust me, like like once you get to a certain amount of subscribers, like I think 10,000, I think you have access to use YouTube Live on the YouTube app on your mobile device. So when they announced that, I thought it was for everyone, but I was like, no, it's only for people who reach 10,000 subscribers, which I find really, really unfair. But like I said, this is a business game. It's like survival of the fittest. Only the strong survive. That's basically how it is in this game. So this is like a game. It's like a game, play to win. That's how it is. Well, anyway, let's begin this final part. Raish, let go of my son. And so Batman steps in, and he was able to save Damian before he absorbed all of his life force. By the gods, what are you doing? I won't kill you, Raish. I'm not sure anything can, but I'll make damn sure you'll never move again. Unhand him, Batman. Gladly. Damian, stay down. Grab a weapon. Hit someone. Father, this is war. It's ugly and brutal. Forget any fairy tales your mother told you about entitlement. We're fighting for our lives. Understand? Yes. YouTube is a freaking mess. Nanda Parbat. Isn't this place like impossible to get to? It helps the population. It helps that the population is swept up in one big cataclysmic battle, Tim. Everyone's concentrating on Bruce and Damien, but those monks need help too. Alfred, say no more, Master Dick. These family reunions are never any fun. I don't know why we go every year. Master, leave me, White Ghost. All is lost. There is yet a way, if you allow me the honor. So be it. So as White Ghost goes over to Raish in the dying monk's body, and I guess this is like my third time reading this story. I guess this is now where it starts to all make sense. Nightwing, take care of Merlin and the men of death before they rally. Robin, take the left flank. Where's Alfred? Helping the monks. Good. Damien, follow them. Take down anyone who breaks through. Yes, father. No. How could you? He's trained, Talia. He can fight. You will send our son to his death? I ask of him only what I ask of Robin and Nightwing. No son of mine could do any less. Damien! I believe that is the last of the loots. Your assistance has saved our mortal lives, but our eternal souls are sickened by this violation of our sacred home. It shall not continue. You're welcome, I suppose. I know I'm not what you wanted. I never have been. All these centuries I've only been the white ghost, the loyal family retainer. My first memory was your scowl of disdain as I slid white-skinned and red-eyed from the womb. Born of necessity, the product of a union to strengthen your hold over some long-extinct people. A freak kept alive only out of pity, or perhaps amusement. Good enough to fetch and carry, but never held in the same esteem as Talia, or even Nissa. Never worthy to bear the title. Son. Too long has it been since I called you that, Dusan. I wouldn't wait another lifetime to hear it. So this is where I get crazy again. So White Ghost, his real name is Dusan Al Ghul. He's Raish's actual blood son. And the sensei is supposed to be Raish's father. This is all so confusing. What son could risk any less for a father? Let it be done then. It's working. I grow stronger. Father, this body resists me. I can't find my way in. The brain is trying to shut down quickly. Focus on it. Force your consciousness into it. I can't. Everything is growing dark, quiet. Concentrate, Dusan. Dusan! Gone. Of all my offspring, only he never faltered. He whom I called the flawed one, the unworthy one. Now shall you bear a new name. A name to be respected, obeyed, and feared across 1,000 centuries. Raish Al Ghul. So Raish transferred his life force into his son's body, and now Raish lives again in his son's body. So I guess this makes proper sense. To me, my faithful ones, I live again. Master! Father? He put himself inside the creepy guy? That is so gross. Merlin, do you know what's going on? Not really. I just want to get paid and get out of here. Detective, degenerate. I see you found another shell to crawl into as you once more try to cheat death. And this time the cost was dear. For the transference to work, White Ghost must have been a blood relative, a cousin, nephew, my son, loyal to the end. I mean to avenge him with the bloods of your words. A son for son, Batman. Any who stand with you shall also die. 6 to about a zillion. I like the odds. Would have worse. We're probably not getting out of this alive. Immortality is overrated. I finally figured that out. Come, Damien, I will get you safely away. No, I will stand by my father. Why? Because you are going to die here. Allow me to save the final legacy of the man I once loved. So Talia knocks her son out and she takes Damien away to safety. Let the battle be joined then, for the demon's eternal glory. You gonna be okay, Alfred? I expect I shall make do. Be careful, Master Tim. Really, Detective, a few harmless grenades? I wasn't exaggerating. Most likely it will end tonight, for all of us. Nightwing and Robin know that. So does Alfred. Since the very beginning, we've accepted death and realized that despite our best precautions, it is always a heartbeat away. And before this night ends, the demon will accept it too. You three on that side. Hook, shellcase, and detonator on the other. On my order. Hit them with everything we've got. You sure? We'll kill the boss as well. Where he's concerned. That's a temporary condition at best. Ready? Not not going to happen. The Seven Men of Death, huh? I don't know if that sounds like an old kung fu movie or a really bad garage band. Finish him now! Let me borrow this, thanks. Robin, get out of here. Not a chance. Besides, I still think these are decent odds. Stand back! I'm warning you! He's all but beaten, wounded, in agony. No more threats or bravado, yet that insane fire in his eyes tells me he'll never give up. From the moment we met, we knew it would end this way. Two enemies in battle to the very end. So as Raish and Batman are about to collide, a flash of light sparks right in between them. No way. Defilers of Nanda Parbat, Ramakrishna will be heard. To the goddess we prayed for salvation. Through our eyes, she witnessed the atrocities committed here. Ra's al Ghul, you have perverted the balance between life and death. Ramakrishna has decreed Nanda Parbat be closed to you for all time. What the hell is this? Let's get out of here. I think we've overstayed our welcome. I heartily agree. No, this is over. Out of thousands, Raish, I suggest you do as the goddess leaves. At our hands, Raish, I suggest you do as the goddess says and leaves. And if your ego will stand it, a prayer of supplication wouldn't hurt either. That's a nasty shoulder wound, Master Dick. Mind if you don't put on any undue stress and rip it open? 3 first aid kits on this jet, and between you and Master Bruce, I've used every bit of stitching thread. I'll be careful, Alfred. You thinking about them again? Talia and the kid? I was hoping they're safe, and hoping Talia takes them someplace far away from the life they've known. Even if that life doesn't include you, if Damien wants that life, he'll choose it, just as you and Dick did. For now, he deserves a life free from destiny, mine or anyone else's. A very nice sentiment, Master Bruce, and most appropriate for the season. The season, Alfred? It's Christmas, sir. Don't tell me you have forgotten. Well, better late than never, I suppose. To family. To family, sir. And that's the end of this story. So, like I said, this is my third time reading this. It felt very confusing again while reading this because Ra's al Ghul isn't one of my favorite Batman villains, but it's interesting. But the story was kind of a little bit complicated from times, and there's some points that just went over my head. But other than that, it's a good read. I recommend that you guys pick the story up. It has good action, good family moments with Batman, Nightwing, Robin, of course Damian. But it's a okay story. It's a pretty okay story. So like I said, um no videos next week. Tomorrow, of course, there'll be a live read around this time, around 6 o'clock. I'm not gonna be doing it in the afternoons like I used to anymore. And but yeah, I guess we could, we'll end it here. As always, thank you guys so much for taking time to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as you stay, I'm not sure what I'll be having planned for when I get back, but and plus there's a whole lot of stuff that I'm trying to plan out. But thank you guys so much for taking time to watch, and like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until then, stay golden. Blackwing out.